Hey, Loco Sports fans, welcome to a Tuesday night edition of the Loco Sports Lowdown that feels like a Monday because it was a holiday yesterday. And so y'all got the like Monday vibes today, even though it's Tuesday. It
Yeah,
just kind of
it's a
felt like a
Monday after
Monday.
a long week.
It wasn't
Monday after a long week, or Tuesday after a long weekend always feels like a Monday.
it was
Yeah.
not a bad Tuesday that felt like a Monday for me, but it was a very busy Tuesday that felt like a Monday for
But
me.
it was definitely Monday-esque. It
Yeah,
felt
Yeah.
it felt like Monday.
yeah,
I needed another day on this weekend. But it is
yeah,
what it is. We
No
grind
doubt.
on. At least we have a 4-day week this week. That's the
Yeah.
yeah.
that's the
So
flip side of it.
yeah, it's already
That's
Wednesday. We're gonna be 2 days away from week two. It's
right,
crazy.
which is the opposite of last week, where I felt like we got to Wednesday and I was like, how is it only Wednesday? It didn't feel possible.
It was the
But
week
yeah,
that
we're getting.
never ends.
I tell you what, man. Us teachers, pray for your teachers in your life. It's been a grind already, and we've got a
Yes,
long way to
indeed.
go. But and your students are grinding
No
out
doubt.
there too. But yeah, we've got a great show tonight. Since it's basically our Monday show, we'll do the highlights thing and check out the highlights from a bunch of high school football games and kind of rehash what happened on Friday night. And we may, if he's got any energy left after football practice, hear from Colleton Prep quarterback Cale Owens. As of 9 o'clock, he was not home from practice yet, so we'll understand if he decides to punt, to just throw this one out of bounds and punt and live to fight
Doesn't play
another
Notre
day.
Dame.
I
But we've been trying to get him. He asked on. He's a big fan of the show, and he's
it's
been
awesome.
putting up numbers, and certainly we've been impressed with what Colleton Prep's done the last couple of weeks, and they're leading into some big games. So we'd love to talk with him. But if not, we're going to have plenty to carry the show. And then Wes, I sent you a little news I came across just a minute
Yes.
ago. Our old friend of the show, Addie O'Grady, with some big time honors, Big
Yeah,
South
that's
Player of
Awesome.
the Week
a
for
huge
volleyball.
accolade for her, and really no surprise after watching her throughout her college career or high school career. And I'm not very surprised. She has always been a stud. So definitely talk about her and her big honor later on in the show.
Yeah,
But I had a great Labor Day weekend, man. It was beautiful, especially on Monday. It's really felt like fall, and it might
It
get
did.
warmer one more time again. But it's nice to have a little cooler weather for once, and it was really nice. Just had a good
yeah.
relaxing couple of days, and ready to get back at it and move onwards into fall sports.
Yeah, I got to sleep
Us,
off sleep off the week on
yeah,
Saturday morning and then headed up to Asheville to join the family. It was my wife's birthday, so she wanted to go to Asheville. We used to go there all the time before the kids got too big to carry up a mountain and too
right.
small, but we're still too small to walk up a mountain. So we took them now. We hadn't been in quite a while. Asheville's still Asheville. It's gotten even weirder than the last time I was there. It's a trip,
Yeah, I love
but
Asheville. It's a
but it
nice
was a
spot.
good time. We got into DuPont National Forest, which is one of our favorite places to hike, the Triple
I love
Falls and
hiking.
Hooker Falls,
It's
and we got
awesome.
to eat a lot of great food and just hang
Wish-
out in Nashville. So good
Nice.
times were had, but a lot of time on the road, not exactly refreshing through holiday weekend. But we're back on the grind and lots of football coming at us on Friday. Lots of other stuff happening around the Loco, including volleyball and cross country starting to fire up. We got some golf tournaments, tennis matches. So we'll be trying to get out and about and getting our correspondence out and about to more events as we go on this fall. But Marcus, how was your holiday weekend? What'd you get into? You
It
called the
was
Gator football on Saturday, right?
it was good. And then yeah, Friday got things rolling uh over there with the Hardyville Whale Branch game, and then boom, Saturday I went out to Gator football. It was raining like crazy. I'm like, what in the world's going on? Uh it was wild, and we actually had a little bit of a issue with the setup. So got to see Coach BJ Payne there, and got to see a couple of his kids. It was good though. I mean, not for a great reason, but with the way the field was playing and just with the fact Hilton Head's at it for the first time in who knows how long, and just all the environment. There was a lot of guys that were down, so we got out of there early.
Yeah.
Came back home, ended up watching some college football, a bunch of it in the second half of the day, and then Sunday hung out with my parents for a little while and just kind of took things easy. And then yesterday went off to work and hung out with the Libs for the second half of the day, getting ready for another week of football and our first week actually calling games. As again, we've got Whale Branch, Ridgeland. It is the I-95 Bowl. And I want to say, certainly, I doubt he would listen to this, but I have to give credit to my dad because I was telling him all about, the game lists that we have and the names for the bowl games and that type of thing. And I said, we've got the 278 Bowl coming up. He's like, what? I said, yeah, Whale Branch Ridgeland 278 Bowl. I had forgotten that I actually listed that out and gave it to JP, and that on the email I said Whale Branch versus Ridgeland 278 Bowl. And he looked it up yesterday. He's like, this is what you sent me. I'm like, what the heck was I thinking? That
You're
does
like,
not
neither
make any sense
neither
at
one
all.
of them is on 278.
Like, what? That's exactly what my dad said. And when JP said, and I said the same thing, I'm like, maybe I didn't have enough coffee that day. I don't know what the heck I was thinking.
No.
So we
Oh,
went back
no.
into the archives, and the last
Oh,
time we
boy.
had a game at Ridgeland was that May River Ridgeland game from 3 years ago, and we called it the I-95 Bowl. So we settled on that.
That makes more sense than
So
278.
I know, and
Yeah.
that's exactly what I told my dad. I'm like, I don't know what I was thinking, but apparently I sent
Could
this
have called it the Kusahatchee
to my
Clash.
guy, right? I sent this to my guy JP, and he's like, "Yeah, you definitely made a mistake there, son." And then of course he happened to throw in the tagline, "I'm smarter than the average bear," and I said, "Yes, you are, Yogi. Yes, you are, Yogi."
The
My
I'm
dad and I
trying
we have a lot of
Oh,
fun.
battle
boy.
for Point South. The battle for Point South.
Oh, jeez.
There you
Call it
go.
that. Yeah, I don't know, because like Whale Branch is more than a stone's throw off 95, but not
Yeah. I
not
mean,
too
Not
far.
terribly,
Yeah,
right?
but and so's Ridgeland High School technically, but like there's no geographic
yeah. Like,
connector per se between the schools, but they're pretty close to each other, like
Yeah.
geographically. So it's kind of weird. That's why I was thinking Point South is kind of, out there in no man's land between the two of them. So maybe we can make it the Point South or Kusahatchee, Kusaw Clash. I don't know.
Tucson Classic.
Consult me next time. I'll come up with some fun names for you. We'll have a good time with it. But
Send it to
no,
Jeremy.
good to have the extra time over the weekend, and but good to be back to the routine as well.
Yeah.
I always like to get back to the routine. I'm a routine guy.
I love it this
Uh,
time of year when things really get to all back in the swing of things. The excitement
yeah,
on
until
campuses.
after Labor Day, it feels kind of like fits and
Right, because it's
starts.
the
Now it
traditional
feels like
start
we
of
locked in.
school,
Right.
most areas in the country, and that's when things really start to get into high gear.
Yeah. Now we
The
about to
official
lock
start
in.
of fall, the unofficial official start of fall, I guess you could
Right.
say.
Indeed, indeed. I did spend some time tracking down some volleyball results from the week, so I'll talk about those a little bit too. But the show presented by Mikkelson Law Firm, our official real estate closing attorney, presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. I've been with us since the beginning and still supporting us. Mikkelson Law Firm, our all-star sponsor, and then we also have a new all-star sponsor, WHHI TV. Our partner in local sports coverage, and nobody else doing it really. It's you and me, brother. It's us
Right.
and that's about it. Us against the world. So
Our
excited to be partnering with you guys as the
great
pregame
cruise.
sponsor for your WHHI TV games of the week, and you guys will be at Ridgeland as we mentioned this week for Whale Branch Ridgeland, and I'm looking forward to that one. I think it should be a competitive game that both teams have a chance to win, and neither one of them is probably going to pile up a whole bunch of wins this year. It doesn't look like so. That makes it a big game for both of them.
Yeah.
It's kind of a rivalry game, as we mentioned, geographically speaking. Those kids know each other, and should be a good one on Friday night. I'm sure you're excited to get the call
Completely
out in
agree.
Seabrook.
Absolutely. Daniel Court and I, Larry Jacomot, Jeremy Pope will be near us, but I'm really excited for y'all to see Forrest Tucker and what he can do. I met Forrest
Yeah.
last week. He's going to be doing the pregame. He was out at both practices today. He's going to be handling the pregame, probably some interviews throughout the day or throughout the game as well. So he's going to be a big part of what we do. And just having met him and been around him a little bit, he's a young kid, but he's got a lot of energy and he's excited to join us. So we're happy
Oh,
to
to
have
be a
him for
young
sure.
kid with a lot of
And
energy.
we'll be having Max Araj with us a
Wow.
bunch too,
Another
sweet.
young kid with lots of
helping out with
Yes.
camera or sideline interviews. So happy to have those guys on board as well as the rest
Train
of
them up,
our
coach.
terrific crew.
Yeah, man, good stuff. So speaking of Whale Branch, let's check out the highlights from what was. Oh man, it was loud, and it was
It
community
sure
night
was.
in
It
Seabrook.
was.
They filled in better than that, and the Hardyville side was packed out too. So it was a
It
good
was.
crowd out in Seabrook on a pretty Friday night. Just really nice, not too hot. The vibes were right. They always got good vibes in Seabrook.
Didn't seem
doubt,
like
every
the
night.
mosquitoes were too much of a
Yeah, they
problem.
weren't too bad until
Funky
later. I
Bunch and
felt
I were
like
in the stands, but
there's Kamari Brown. He was vibing early on. The Canes were in command in the first half, really. Kamari making plays all over the place. You're going to see a lot more of him here in a little bit. But here we go. Canes on offense. Millie Santiago. And you got Kyrell Jameson, who we had on the show the other night, the reigning special teams player of the week.
yeah, he had
in the
himself a good
state.
game too.
There's Kyrell again, making moves on the outside. Canes driving. They really had the momentum, and there's Jeff Riley with the water.
Hey, very
As you can
nice.
see right there. And then we got a field goal. It's a fake field goal. Kamari Brown, round in, and he'll tiptoe into the
Nice
end
play
zone.
call. Love it. Love the
Yeah.
aggressiveness on the line.
Outstandingly well done.
Yeah. I knew it was coming because they said, Kamari, the knee. So I knew what was coming. And here goes Kamari on a jet, and he's going to truck a man at the end. Only problem for the Canes was that Kamari was cramping up in the second half and couldn't stay on the field. They weren't able to get it in the end zone that time. Whale Branch stood up on defense, but then nice defensive play there by Emiliano Santiago. Joseph Ferguson in on it, and then Jay Ferg going to get up in the hole right here. Nice play by the middle linebacker, taking down Jamon Bowers. But as the night went on, Whale Branch started to win that in the trenches. There's Kamari again,
really did.
streaking down the field.
Great camera work, by the way, as well.
That was me.
And I expect really a big game in the trenches for both Whale Branch and Ridgeland on Friday.
So that made it 14-0. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be won and lost there. And I liked what I saw from Whale Branch's front in the second half of this game. They really kind of took control. Here's Kamari Brown again after they made it 14-6 on a Bowers touchdown. Kamari on the kick return.
Taking that seam.
And there he goes.
See you later.
He's got quite a 2-game highlight reel right now. I happen to have caught all 7 of his touchdowns on video so far. So we're batting 1,000. But Jamon Bowers and Shady Harris kept coming. That's Javion Harris. He had 181 rushing yards.
Yeah,
Bowers had 144 and 4 touchdowns.
Bowers, my goodness. I forgot how good he is.
Well, he's been playing quarterback there since he was a freshman. So,
yeah, he's been there for a while, but now he's really starting to.
For a long time, he was kind of they're waiting for him to develop, and then
wait and see guy. And now this is time to really show off
in there and just run the ball.
They expect him to use him a lot this year because he is.
But
a shifty guy.
He had a bunch of picks the last couple of years. He really
more
developed into a really good DB.
Getting the primary role on
when he wasn't playing QB, but he can really run it. And there he is, getting in the end zone again. I believe that one made it 20 apiece.
Man, when it gets hype at Whale Branch, it is something else over there with the
I had to split out, but the Warriors take the dub That might have made it 28
Nice
to
win for
20
Whale
after.
Branch. Great
40
to
to
see
20 was
that.
the final.
Yep.
Especially after last week against the good Bluffton team. It felt like,
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't find a way to put points on the board. Fell, on the wrong side early in Tarryville, but found a way to get some sparks. And Bowers is the guy seems like they're going to lean upon as the season goes on. Big game this coming week between them and Ridgeland. I think both teams really need that one, especially Ridgeland because they're trying to get off the
do.
schneid. But Whale Branch, trying to build off this past week and win a couple in a row could be huge as they embark upon their 2A schedule. So I'm very intrigued about that one, and I like what I'm seeing from a first-year Whale Branch coach who's trying to find some areas for this team to get better. I mean, obviously the expectations are certainly not as there compared to other years, but you love to see this team in the right direction. And even not in the loss, Hardyville really displayed some admirable signs on the road. Good compete level against a team that has always been a tough team to play on their home
Oh, yeah.
field. So good on Hardyville. I like the way that team has been developing. Getting that win over in their opener, getting that win early was important, and they got some tough ones coming up. I know they got they're heading out to Hilton Head soon, which will be
And
Yeah.
certainly a
I'll have
challenge.
that game as
On
well.
WHHI.
Yeah. Yep.
That's going to be a
And
tough matchup for us. Although,
yeah,
Hilton Head had a tough night on Friday.
Yeah.
Not only
Unfortunately,
did
some
they lose
injury
the game
concerns.
31-8 to James Island, but the one touchdown they scored on that play, Derek Rajewski took a header, as I understand it, like was tackled low from behind and went face first
Mm.
and somehow broke his nose. I'm
Oof.
guessing the helmet wasn't tight enough maybe and the
Mm.
face mask smashed in. I'm
sounds
not
about
sure
right.
exactly, but based off of what his dad posted on Facebook, it sounded like it was pretty scary, and they took him to the
Yeah,
hospital and thought orbital or facial fracture was possible, but the diagnosis was only easy for me to say, broken nose. So it's not a season ending deal, but I don't know what the timetable looks like for that. But there was some fear that it could have been a season-ending thing.
right.
For the time being, that messes up their plan a little bit because they have to put Jeremiah Walters at quarterback, and that takes your best. He'll be solid there, but that takes your
Here's
best
Yeah.
receiving
that's
threat off of
Right.
exactly
receiver.
what I was gonna say because I think it was in the Aiken game last year, if I recall, maybe in some of the other action that I saw Hilton Head in last year. I saw Walters at quarterback,
Hmm.
and he's more than just serviceable.
Oh
He's
yeah,
pretty dang good.
he's
He's
quite
definitely got
capable.
really good ability on the ground and
Oh yeah,
whatnot, and he's something. So really looking forward to seeing what he can do, wherever he is. But certainly
yeah.
hope the best for Derek for sure.
Yeah, and it sounds like the prognosis was better than it could have been. And you're right. Like I said, Walters will be fine at quarterback. It
Right,
just kind of changes who they are a little bit. And most importantly, it takes away their best receiving threat. Not that they don't have others, but he's the most dangerous receiver out there. So, he can't throw it to himself, Bugs Bunny
Right.
style.
right.
But
There's
it'll
only
affect
only
them for a
one that
couple
can
of
do
weeks.
that,
Yeah.
and that's Bugs.
Bugs Bunny, Bugs Bunny, Bugs Bunny.
Hey,
But yeah, Wes, what did you think about your alma mater losing the QB at least for a short time?
Yeah. Concerning to see him go down like that. It's just unfortunate when something like that happens. They're really going to have to rely upon that ground game of Zornecki and they have Risher.
Yeah.
They have guys who can move the football,
Oh
but
yeah,
this is a team that can do more than just pass the ball, but it certainly always hurts when you lose your starting quarterback. Payne has dudes though. He's going to get guys
yeah,
to go under center or at least
yeah.
deliver their athleticism and
Oh yeah,
deliver different looks for this team. And he's
yeah. And
going to divide.
he's
they already do a
flexible
decent
as
amount of
it.
read option, and
Yeah.
and they
So I
have
don't think
speed
this
option in
offense is
there and
too
stuff.
much predicated on the pass compared to other offenses
No.
and
Mm-mm.
around the area. I think they'll be fine. But that being said, hopefully it's not too serious for Naziski because he's growing into an important piece of that team. So he loves him back soon, but I don't think it takes a huge hit for this offense. But certainly, it makes it a little bit tougher for this team to find different ways to move the football. But even so, I think BJ Ping has enough talent still on that offensive side for them to make things happen. So this next game is a big one. I mean, obviously it's not a reaching game, but it's a game they should win on the road against Aiken. And I think it should be a very competitive one. And now their work is cut out for them. Not having Renishevsky, who can step up and give that offense a spark, and which would be a very interesting game against Aiken on the road.
Yeah. Yeah, and they blew them out last year. So, and I
45-0.
I think
no
that was
doubt about
without
that. It's always tougher on the return trip back, but
100%.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I expect Aiken to fight a little bit more than what we saw last time.
Yeah.
But I do still think Hilton Head should come away with a win there. But certainly,
but it's a big win. They need to bounce back and get back on track after a tough loss.
Well,
they were not the only
James Island,
team.
they're a top 10 team in 5A right now.
Oh yeah, they're legit.
Team.
They're legit. But still, you don't want to drop 2 in a row. You want to
You
stop
never do.
that.
You never do.
Stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
They're not the only team that lost their quarterback. Beaufort had a bunch of guys go to the ER post game. And I know that quarterback Anthony Kaler had a broken collarbone, so sounds like he's done for the year. Although, as Jimmy noted Friday night in the group chat, and we mentioned it on the live show, they liked what they saw from the backup quarterback.
I mean, we've seen it before, the next man up mentality from Library.
Yeah, that's great, and that's what they're going to need too, because they had a lot of that with injuries last year. They're going to.
Well, I just remember the year when they lost Haley, and then Ferris stepped in. They won the region.
Yes. Right. They won like 4 in a row.
Yeah.
That was crazy. So not a good week to be a Lowco quarterback on the injury.
No,
Emiliano Santiago from
I will say that certainly Beaufort was playing on a short week, only 4 days in between games, and that's the danger of. I mean, it's obviously it was pretty good by the weather, but there is danger, of course, when you play 2 games and such, especially for high school athletes. It's not easy. I mean, it's difficult, but just unfortunate. It's early in the season when I thought Beaufort starter. I really liked what I saw. Before Dorchester had pretty good defense in that first game and frustrated them, but it just hurts for Beaufort and that young man to have his season potentially cut short and potentially over.
Yeah, he wasn't the only one. They had Xavier Smalls, big tight end. He had a knee possible ACL situation. There was another Xavier.
That's exactly what you did not. It's like I said, just really fortunate to see it. But this is a year where Beaufort really needed to stay healthy, and I was really hoping that Beaufort would find that opportunity. But they've still could bounce back this year, but. I still think they need more help on offense. No need to lose your starting quarterback. There's Beaufort's done it before, but it's really not going to be easy when you're down your starter going into the year for an offense, which I really wanted to see more from them. And they've had some tough competition so far. This is the time where you're really going to have to get contributions from lower depth on your team, and you hope they're able to fine tune and continue to get better and give yourself a chance come region play, but certainly getting a little tougher right now for the Eagles of Beaufort. But
who would have thought Philip Simmons at Beaufort this week would be somebody's getting their first win?
Wow!
Right, those are 2 teams that had some good seasons recently.
2 pretty solid programs.
It was a couple of years back when those teams from the same region, they were competing for region championship. So
exactly.
Different.
Is that where Javon's going to be this week?
That's a good question.
Do you happen to know? I would think that's got him written all over it.
Yeah, I mean, Savannah Country Day and Bluffton should be a very good one.
A big matchup.
And Silver Bluff, Hampton County is also interesting. That should be exciting.
He will be at Philip Simmons Beaufort. So
all right. I'll be over at the Den to see
the Den of
Savannah Country Day squad coming in, a team that they blew out, but I expect to be a lot closer this year with how, although Bluffton I feel like has not played up to their full potential so far. So Will this be the week?
Yeah, they do have to sharpen up a
Playing
little
against
bit.
its really good team or a better team that we see the best from Bluffton this week.
I mean, they looked pretty good this week.
Yeah,
Looking at
I agree.
the video, and matter of fact, let's watch the video from student journalist Sam Deaton, who is just absolutely killing the game, guys.
Heck yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is what you call a dynamite segue.
It is. Yeah, there you go.
Dynamite. All the
Sam's
bells
doing
and whistles here.
some really good work
Entrance.
on these sidelines.
Yeah.
I know I gave him some trouble the other night about not having the final score ready for us, but I was just fun, and he's really killing it. This is Aiden Mitchell. Cordell Hawley was out. Didn't really matter. Aiden Mitchell had a heck of a night. Had over 100 rushing. There goes Aiden McCarthy. It was the Aiden show.
Looking forward to seeing this team.
Yeah, they're pretty fun. Going deep. That's Roman Benjamin, I believe. He had 2 touchdown grabs.
Yeah, it's not just Warren. It's not just Simmons. There's other guys as well. And Bluffton's trying to improve that deep receiving core.
Yeah, and Amari was pretty quiet. Look at that one from
Carnell Warren.
Yeah, I know. I said Aiden Howe. That's what I said.
Aiden Howe, the back with Cordell Hawley. Is there
I say Aiden Mitchell?
Is there a chance he could be back for this week?
My bad, Aiden Howe.
In terms of Cordell Hawley, or is Aiden?
I have too many names in my head at this point in life.
Yeah.
Look at Carnell with the little shake and bake.
Still on his feet.
Look at him go.
That's nasty.
Wow.
Mercy.
I think UNC could use him last night.
You think?
They was struggling.
Whoa.
Oh, it was not the best debut for Chapel Bill.
And Kevin was just asking me a couple of weeks ago, you think that UNC's going to have a greater chance of going 10-1 or 1-10? I said 1-10, but I was thinking around 500.
Yeah.
It'd be a long year.
And Vegas moved their over/under on wins from 7.5 to 5.5 overnight.
I didn't expect that kind of a result there. I thought it'd be at least a little more competitive, but also gives up the score there.
Jake Parkey, when are we gonna sign you up, Jake? You gotta report on these games, man. Saunders and Gates, both great games. 21 tackles and pick combined.
Impressive.
Ooh, bad snap.
Oh no. Oh no. You gotta shore up that kick coverage. Oh, there's a
good block.
Good stuff. There goes Aiden Howell again. Man, that's pretty tough for your backup running back. That dude's shifty. And the Bobcats.
Great work on the
celebrate.
Camera. I'm
really good work from Sam.
These student interns stepping right in and absolutely crushing it.
And not only that, but wait, there's more. Sam also, after the game, caught up with the man we were just talking about, UNC commit Carnell Warren.
Obviously, you're one of the best receivers in the state, if not the nation. What do you kind of think separates yourself from the same guys fighting for the same scholarships, the same opportunities?
If I had to say, I think it's just work. A lot of stuff that people don't see, like me coming in early in the morning, throwing the ball extra with Aiden, or late at night throwing the ball extra with Aiden. I feel like that's all it is to it.
And then how important is that relationship with Aiden? You guys have been together 3 years now.
Basically like a brother at this point. I feel like just ever since me and Aiden started throwing the ball, like the relationship was an automatic click. So I think our relationship is strong.
Absolutely. And then, offense and defense, I saw you talking with coaches a lot, kind of seeing what you were seeing, like giving them reads. As one of the main leaders on the team, how important is it for you to just kind of communicate with the coaches?
Well, now that I'm a senior and I can feel the game, I know what's going on at all times. It's kind of like me being an extra coach, just being on the field, communicating and making sure everybody in the right situations and spots.
Yeah. And then, speaking of being both sides on both sides of the ball, so you got the diamond turfs on, Colorado.
Yeah.
How big is like Travis Hunter, Deion Sanders, just as like motivators for you?
I think Trav, both sides of the ball, you watch him, like you can learn anything that you need to learn. And Deion, just one of the best DB coaches, one of the best coaches. So I think like those two people I definitely do like look after.
Yeah. And then your sophomore year, you had Brandon Bryant. Last year, Nate Ulmer. This year, Amari comes in, transfers. How excited are you to play with him?
every receiver that you just named, great receivers. It was
Yeah.
a blessing playing with
Yeah.
the last two.
Exactly.
It's an incredible feeling playing with this one for sure.
And then last question, obviously you committed to UNC with Coach Belichick. I'm sure, congratulations. I'm sure that's huge for you and your family. But, with that kind of being behind you, how focused are you still, like dedication-wise focused with Aiden, with this still being your last ride, your senior year as a Bobcat?
We got 8 more strong weeks of high school football, so I'm fully dialed in with me and Aiden in high school. But then after that, I'm done.
Yeah, next level. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yep,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Good stuff. Sam
Fantastic.
Deaton,
Yeah.
killing the game,
Great
friends.
stuff, Sam.
Good stuff from Carnell as well. We've gotten to watch him mature over the years, and sometimes you see these grown men out there playing sports, and you expect them to act like grown men, and then you remember they're 15 and 16 years old, and you just got to hit pause sometimes and let them develop as a whole person. And we've definitely seen Carnell mature and become a much better leader. I think you would agree with that. But he and Amari both have put in just a tremendous amount of work, and Aiden for that matter. And I saw Amari's still piling up those offers, and he's still got another year to go. So it's going to be really fun to watch that offense this year. Again, it's going to be a challenge to feed everybody enough.
Yeah.
But sometimes injuries and dings and things like that take care of that challenge on their own, and you just kind of ride the hot hand. And so far so good. Carnell was kind of quiet the first game, but then he broke out, not broke out, but he had a more Carnell-like game this week, and Amari was a little quieter. But then Benjamin is just lurking there in the shadows, just feasting.
Well,
He's the hyena out there, just feasting on the carcasses because you can't cover them all.
I think one of the things we were talking about before the season was, will they have too many mouths to feed? Will everybody be able to get their time with football? And it seems like so far they've been able to incorporate everybody at a pace where they've all been able to make plays, and it seems like they've all been playing well together. So that's a great sign early to see everyone in rhythm and providing their own sparks on offense. And I like the cohesiveness and the way Hayden Gregory is doing a good job getting the most out of these guys. And I just love the way this offense is developing. And, this is a big test this week against a very good Savannah Country Day team coming into the Den. I expect Bluffton to be on their best. This is not a region game, but an important statement game for this Bluffton team going forward.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that, Wes. Typically, and I use this phraseology a ton, typically, if you've got a matchup, whether in the trenches or with guys on the outside, you talk about teams feeling each other out in terms of game day experience, especially here early on in the season. But this Bluffton team, with the addition of Amari Patterson, certainly it's, feeling itself out, trying to see how everything's going to work out with all the mouths that they have to feed, as we like to say. And they're doing a great job of it to this point. Yeah, they've got to brush up a little bit on some things offensively, and that'll come in the next handful or couple of weeks for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing them, of course, against Hilton Head. I'll see them against Beaufort, and then I'll see them against May River. So I'm going to see this Bluffton team a lot.
They got next week. They go to Hampton
it's going to be
County.
interesting.
So their schedule's getting a lot tougher. They got Savannah Country at home, then they go to Hampton. I think like 1 or 2 weeks later they got Hilton Head. So it's
the following
part of the schedule where you're going to find out a lot about this Bluffton team. It's getting to crunch time already. Yeah, this is the part of the season where you're going to be on your best. This is it right here. So I'm excited to see what this Bluffton team can do, and get into this difficult portion of the schedule. You're expecting a little bit more from that team, and Hayden Gregory I think he has his guys in the right mindset, and I expect a big time crowd on Friday to watch what should be an interesting one against I guess a very good Savannah Country Day team, and I'm excited to see that hype and to see Mari Patterson suiting up for this Bluffton Bobcat team, because I just remember seeing all the highlights, all the reels, all the excitement from what he garnered before in his career here at Lowco, and this offense at its peak could be a lot of fun. And
Ugh,
I think
yeah,
McCarthy is
yeah.
doing his part as well. I mean, sometimes we forget talking about how well he has done and how important he is having that experience now under center, and that he has really impressed by that touch he had in some of his throws in that past game.
Oh yeah,
I think
he's been exceptional. I mean, he's completing 80% of his passes,
wow.
39 of 49 for 575 with 6 touchdowns, 1 pick, and he leads the team in rushing with 189 yards, which is 94 and a half a game, and 3 TDs. So he's been exceptional. I mean, you can't ask any more of him. Certainly, they look the part, man.
They
I
do.
mean, so far, the defense. It's hard to tell about the defense so far. I think we'll
see
know
more
a little
this
bit
week.
more.
Mm.
Yeah, but Savannah Country Day, as far as I can tell, and last year they were a team predicated more on their defense than their offense, and I just noticed that they won this last week 13-7 against Porter Gaud, which Porter Gaud,
Right.
they hung
Whoa.
46 on Christian and 48
Yep.
on First Baptist,
Yeah. So
which it's apples
Wow.
and oranges. But
yeah, I mean,
that
it'll
indicates
just
they got
see
a pretty
what Bluffton
salty
can do
defense.
against this
So
Savannah Country Day
I could
defense,
guess.
which yeah, they got their first win of the year, but they played 2 very strong powerhouses from Georgia before that. So
right.
this is going to be a very interesting test and opportunity for Bluffton against the team that gave up just 7 points to a Porter Gaud offense, which we have seen dominate the likes of the best Skeeza foes.
Now
So
Porter Gout is pretty run heavy,
yeah,
so it's a different
right,
look
different. It's
than what
completely
they'll see
different
from
for
Bluffton.
sure compared to Skeeza
Yeah.
in high school league. It's a big step up, even when you go from the highest level of Skeeza to 4A high school league football. There is a big
Oh
difference,
gosh, yeah.
and then even going
Yeah,
into the
especially
Georgia.
in the
So
trenches
it's
and in the
apples and
depth.
oranges at some points, but
Yeah.
even so, I'm excited for the opportunity that Bluffton's going to have, and the Savannah Country Day is obviously a great team with a pretty solid defense. Now Bluffton is a completely different team than Porter Gaud. They'll throw it a ton, aerial attack. It's completely night and day from what a Porter Gaud team is, but this is still looking like a disciplined group where I think Bluffton, if they're able to play on their game, they should be able to move the ball at times against the Savannah Country Day defense. And you look on the other side of the ball, the this team is still trying to figure it out offensively a bit here, and it's going to be. I think it's going to be a tight game. Obviously, it's not going to be the ball that was last year. No doubt about that. I think Bluffton is going to compete and be ready for this one. And I do not expect to be a 44-16 game in favor of Savannah Country Day. I think it could be a lot tighter, maybe a little bit low scoring, but it should be a tremendous game.
Yeah, it should be a good one. I think if Bluffton can put up 28 points, they probably win.
Yeah.
Maybe even 21. Last year was a pretty low scoring game, wasn't it? Like 17-7 or something like that, I wanted to say.
Which game? The Savannah Country Day game?
Yeah.
No, they won.
44-16.
They won 44-16.
Savannah Country Day won.
Man, I have my memory all messed up on that one.
Yeah.
I thought it was closer than that. But nonetheless. All right, let me see here. We got a couple other highlights to check out. We got let's see, Max was out at flipping it over to the Skeeza side of things. Max was out at Thomas Hayward, Harvey Beach Stadium.
Great environment.
Always a great environment.
Love Harvey
who came to
Beach.
play in this one?
They usually got that barbecue truck over there.
Yeah.
It smells so good. You can't. Cheerleading squad on Thomas Hayward.
Yep.
Oh, there's the fireworks.
Firecrackers are going off.
They do it up right. There's Tony O'Banner. But it was not a great night.
Their night.
Tony and the
Alton
Rebels.
Prep was hungry in this one.
Ooh,
Did a fantastic job neutralizing the Greenwood standout. There's Kel Owens, our guy. Beautiful throw towards the left side. Great grab on the other end. Alton Prep offense has been a machine these last 2 weeks. Up 66 against their opponent last week, St. John's Christian, and then they dominated for a good part of this one as well. I'm sold on this Warhawks team. They are playing high levels of football right now after their opening defeat. Thomas, they were trying to move the ball. That one is caught over the middle.
And that opening defeat is, less shocking all the time just because of what JP2's doing.
Right. I mean, JP2, give credit to them. They've been very competitive this year. Oh, boy. Going the other way.
Yes, sir. Defensive touchdown. That'll do it. That'll ruin your night real quick.
Yeah, no, you can score.
Tony slinging it, but nobody home. Overcooked it.
Tony Hill quarterback.
Looks like it's going to be Tony at QB, which is what it has to be, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes.
Yeah,
and that's why. Because on any given play,
Tony
he can do that.
Quarterback.
And if he does it 3 or 4 times a night, you probably win.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I mean, the odds are forever in your favor.
Yeah.
Just keep letting him run the ball.
I mean, he's your most talented guy. You got to find a way to give him the ball on every play if you can.
I miss watching him. It's been a whole generation we've watched this man.
Oh, man, this is his 5th year. He's playing as an 8th grader. He's been here for half a decade. It's crazy.
Gray shirt.
That's right.
Yeah.
Kale Owens can sling it. He had to call off tonight. He's feeling a little tuckered out.
He'll have to get on another time.
I don't blame him.
He's up for a post gamer or another.
No doubt. We'll definitely have to have him on sometime soon.
That would make sense. A post game would be
having a really outstanding start to the season. I'm really impressed by his poise and his talent over there. And then someone I really would love to see play off the Czech schedule, but love to see a Carleton prep game at some point. And they look like they're going to be a threat to go all the way in 1A at this point. I think Buford Academy still maybe a bit above them, but I think right now Carleton prep is not too far away. By the way, they've been playing the last 2 weeks with the ease they've been scoring on offense, and they still have a defensive core that can shut you down at points in the game, and the great coaching staff that's certainly learned a lot from the game against JP2, where once again, I mean, only a 9-point game. JP2 is a great team, and you come back, you put up 66 next week, and now you're rolling. And you got Andrew Jackson Academy, but in at the end of the month, the big game against Buford Academy, and they get to host it. That's it's a nice opportunity if you're able to keep playing this way, and then have a chance to be home. And actually, they got their last 5 games of the year all at home: Clarendon Hall, Buford Academy, Patrick Henry Lee, and Dorchester. So
wow.
a lot of home games at the end of the year.
That's wild. I don't see that.
They haven't played a home game yet. They road heavy at the beginning, and then they get to play at home the back half.
Wow, strange schedule. I think I'm with you on them and BA on a collision course right now. That looks like
there's
a
no
game
doubt
that I'm really looking forward to. Speaking of BA, they won big, 57-20 over St. John's Christian. Nick Underwood's 3-game stats are just outrageous here.
Crazy.
57 carries for 694 yards and 10 touchdowns in 3 games. He's averaging 231.3 yards per game on the ground and 12.2 per carry. Outrageous.
Watch out, Stricklander. They're coming for you this week.
Got to be the best stats of anybody in the Loco.
Rushing, I think he's.
Wow.
I think he's smoking.
Wow.
My Lord.
36, 41, 57 points. They've just been incredible, by the way. Their offense has been churning. Underwood's been the MVP so far, though. I think it's been a team effort when you look at other guys like Devin Fripp and, of course, Nick. But it all really starts, and the motor this year has been Nick Underwood for sure, from what I've seen. And I'm
What's
I'm
crazy is
excited for what EA can do this year. I think they underachieved a bit at the end of last season, but they are
Absolutely.
overachieving by leaps and bounds to start to this 2025 season, and they certainly got some tougher games to come. Carlton Prep, and then they play Bethesda, Hilton Christian Academy, Thomas Hayward. So, yeah, back half of the season is going to be certainly challenging, but it's going to be a fun team to watch, see if they can keep this going, because if they've got a really talented core on the offensive side, and and of course the defense, which is bolstered by the big transfer Ross Saunders from Whale Branch. So they're loaded right now.
Yeah, now granted, they're one knee injury to one of those two-way
And
linemen
that's
away
the
from
concern
being
for
a
Skeezy.
totally different team.
Yep.
That's always the fear with the Skeezy team. There's just not a lot of depth there, especially in the trenches. But no, Nick Schufer Jr., he was, I don't know that they were sure he was going to be the quarterback going into camp. He kind of won the job, but that was kind of a question mark for them. But he's been terrific. He's 19 of 26 for 371 with 4 touchdowns, no picks, and he's rushed 23 times for 206 and a touchdown. So he's been outstanding. He's taken care of the ball and done what they need him to do. So they're looking good. I predict we'll be back at Charleston Southern on a Saturday.
I'd say that's a good bet. I'd say that's a good bet, especially in 1A.
Yeah.
But I think the Christian Academy still has a lot of work to do in 3A, but
I was just going to bring them up.
Certainly 1A, I'd say will most likely be Carlton Prep or Reeford Academy. Certainly, we never know. We could have 2 Lowco teams competing. It's
never count out Thomas Hayward, though. Never count him out.
And that's what I'm saying. We could have 2 area teams in that game.
Mm-hmm.
It's not out of the question.
Still got a long way to go.
It's not, and then they might play it in the cow pasture in Coosahatchee. Who knows?
True, but maybe not. I don't know.
Still definitely have a long way to go.
Sometimes they will, but Charleston is always a fun place to go. It's always a fun place to wrap up.
Got to go to East Bay Deli first.
Yep.
That's a must.
Yep.
But, all right, so a couple other games to check out here. Speaking of JP2, we got a few highlights from their big win over Battery Creek from Ray Alonzo. This is Alan Wolf trucking the ref.
Good.
Just trucked him.
Wow.
Put him down.
Wow.
That was a good one. This is Michael Williams from Battery Creek giving the Dolphins the lead.
Dolphins fought in this game.
14-11. They had the lead, but then Jaden and Nabanet took it away.
Oof.
We lost him for a second, but there he goes. 74 yards.
Wow.
That's the game
and
winner.
I'm not surprised at all that Battery Creek came to play, but I picked JP2 in large part from what we saw of them the first couple of weeks. Well, the first week, I should say.
First week.
And then with the fact that they were at home.
Been doing. Yeah, they've turned the corner now, and this is a team that has been looking for that extra spark, and we've seen Wolf trying to get to that level, but not quite there. But this year, it has really clicked for him and this Golden Warrior team. And you love to see it as a fan of just the Lowco in general. And this is a team that Shane Milligan, he's been working at for a couple of years, and now they're really starting to break through.
Really good ball club.
They're so young. They're just going to get better and better.
Yep. I'm looking forward to seeing their game against Hilton Christian Academy in a couple of weeks.
They have Bethesda on Friday, which is suddenly.
Do they got this
Bethesda.
Bethesda's not here right now.
Tough
that is no
matchup, but also interesting.
It's interesting, but I think Bethesda is just on a different level.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
But I want to see it for the transitive property just to see what.
Yeah, no doubt. If they can keep it close, that would be really encouraging for JP2. Because that's and they get it home again. Their home field. They've been playing well over there in Hardyville. So
they're going to have their hands full, but it'll be a good.
Oh, the defensive side for sure. But if they can put some points on the board, and they're going to have to score because that Bethesda team is tough to stop.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they put up a boatload of points on HHCA, 53-28, the final in that one. And I did look up some stats from it, and they were pretty staggering. 540 total yards for the Blazers, 324 on the ground. So the run defense continues to be a concern for HHCA. But Reed McCollum, he's a dude. He's going to keep you in the game. He had 395 passing, a touchdown, a pick. He had 10 tackles on defense. Joey Haupt had, excuse me, 11 for 168. And Sam Strom had 5 catches, 71 and a score. And Thomas Gem, another kickoff return touchdown, 76 yards. So they got weapons, no doubt. And they're going to put up points most nights. But the defense, definitely, we got some questions, about the defense as they get down the road. They got some big tests coming up too with Hammond and Pinewood.
Reed is what stirs the drink there. And I was going to say this, a few minutes ago. A couple of weeks ago, I was like, wow, the HHCA BA game looks like a great game and one of the better games on the WHHI schedule. HHCA has a long way to go.
They do, and the schedule doesn't get tough. The schedule doesn't get easy. They have to play Hammond. They have to play, you mentioned a couple of those other local teams. And then Pinewood Prep is the big one. That's a huge game in terms of region placing and standing. That's one they're going to have to be ready for. So it doesn't get any easier for HHCA. They're really going to have to. But hey, you can't catch
JP2 as well.
You can't bet against Rumpadoozy after a bye. That's the thing. They just know how to turn it around after a bye week.
JP2's already had a tough schedule, and they have a tough remaining schedule.
They do.
JP2 games a year ago, 42-7 and 42-13. I can assure you, while we don't know as of yet who's going to win those games, and I can't think of when the first matchup is between those two.
September 26th, I believe.
Okay, there you go. The second one will be in October. It's going to be a lot. Both games will be a lot closer.
They play twice, Christian and GP2.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Correct. The first one is the non-region game. The second one is the region matchup. They play in September and then in October. I just didn't know when the first matchup was.
Yeah, I think the
second one is
next week 3.
No, not September 26th.
Yep.
Okay.
It must be sooner than that.
Yeah.
I
believe it's
second
week
one's
3.
in the middle of October.
Oh yeah, it's September 12th. Sorry.
Yep.
That's the first.
Okay, that's next week.
Yeah, and that's a very interesting matchup to me. Just the way JP2 runs the ball, and the struggles HHCA's had stopping the run.
Where's that?
We'll go into that one.
Where is that
game? So the first one will be in the cage, I believe. The second will be at JP2.
Accurate.
Yes.
Accurate.
Yes. The cage is always rocking.
So I don't have the highlights from it, but Wes, you gave us a pretty good run.
Yeah, I assume one of your interns was on there. He told me, so I.
Yeah, I just haven't gotten his highlights yet. He got me some photos.
Yeah. Certainly, if you feel for May River in that game, because they came back and played a very, very strong second half, and then just fell short in overtime with the missed PAT, but. Really, really encouraging from what we're seeing with the Sharks, and they continue to be a team where they're run heavy and they predicate themselves on just going to the huddle quick or going into the snap quickly and just trying to pick up a chunk of yards at a time. But I think what really stood out, and not a guy who we really talked about much because it was all Andrew Johnson. Sean
Mitchell.
Yeah, Sean Mitchell had himself a game. He led the way in yards and scores, and he was just a beast in this one. And they really found a kind of a two-headed monster here. If they could continue to get this kind of good production from the line, opening up some lanes for these two, and the way they run their offense, they can pound the ball past you. And as long as May River doesn't get behind too much in some of these games,
wear you down.
They can certainly do that. And even though they were behind, they just found an extra spark to run it down the throat and just tire out that defense as the game went on. And West Ashley just couldn't find the extra oomph to stop them as much as this game wore along. And had a first opportunity to kick the time field goal, didn't go through. The second time it did, and special teams unfortunately becoming the factor in this game. But of course, West Ashley's running back just sensational.
Yeah.
My goodness, his breakaway speed. I mean, that kickoff return in the house, the second half, start the second half. Goodness, he turned on the Jets for that one, and he ended up scoring the go ahead or the winning touchdown after before they made the extra point. But yeah,
D'Anthony
D'Anthony Coleman
Coleman.
is his name. Yeah, stud. But May River, I like the way they competed so far this year. This was a strong effort. You would love them to get it done as this one wore along. I mean, you're not going to have to go face against that level of speed every week and a guy like Coleman,
Right.
but I want to see the defense just become a little bit more disciplined, and there were a couple opportunities to make tackles where they couldn't quite get there in time. If their defense can step up a little bit more, I like the way this offense is coming around, but this team's going to be a tough once region play begins. I love the way that Coach
Yeah, they're
Bonneville
tough to game plan for. It's tough to simulate. Like you
they
said, they
are.
go so
They're a team, as you
fast.
said, they can wear you down. They can just uh, get into your psyche a bit and fatigue you at times. They play really hard, strong brand of
They
football,
just
and
keep pounding,
they
pounding,
grind
pounding,
at you.
pounding.
They grind at you.
Yeah.
That's a good way to
Yeah.
put it. So
They're
And if
not
you miss
flashy at
one
all.
I
tackle,
think
they'll take it to the house.
they'll get back at it, and they should have a get right game this week at Lake City. And you go from there, because I think this Maryborough team is not too far away, and especially with the injury for Hilton Head to their quarterback, I think it really levels in terms of just you don't see much difference between those. That I think
Right.
Bluff is a little bit ahead of Bay River and Hilton
Yeah,
Head, but
I
not
think
by
so
much.
too.
Not by much. I think that these teams, if you play today between two of these teams, it could
Right.
potentially go either way, and I think
Yeah, I
this
agree.
region is going to be tight, and it's all matchup based, because I think it's hard
They
for
beat
anyone
up
to
on each other.
this team if they're
Exactly
at their
right.
best.
They beat up
It
on
is
each
all
other a
matchup
bunch.
based.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw that last year. Like Bluffton just couldn't match up with Hilton Head run game last year. Just they could have played a bunch of times. It was just a bad matchup for them.
Right.
But I don't know that it will be this year necessarily. If Hilton Head has a weakness, it's maybe on the back end of the defense. So, they may be able to get after them there. So, yeah, a lot of fun stuff shaping up as we get into it. Starting to bring it toward a close here. Colleton County lost to Woodland 20-7, but showed some real fight. Outscored them 7-6 in the second half. Some encouraging signs there. Ridgeland is scoreless through 2. East Clarendon beat them
And that was
32-0.
That was what we
So-
were talking about. I can't recall if it was here on the show or before the show, you and I, JJ.
Yeah,
That's going to be a
before.
big. That's going to be a big key. I thought it was before. That's going to be a
Yeah.
big key for the game that I've got against Whale Branch on Friday. Is can
Mhm.
they put some points on the board? Obviously, but to go scoreless in 2 games, obviously
Yeah.
Tyshawn Smith is going to be a big factor in that. If he can break through with a couple of big plays, they may have a chance to put maybe a touchdown, 10 points,
Mhm.
maybe even 2 on the board. And they're going to have a chance to knock off Whale Branch, I think, because again, from what we saw from Whale Branch on Friday night, you and I, JJ, that offense can get through holes and make big plays happen, especially with that machine of Harris and Bowers. They both were
Yeah.
just absolutely terrific, and I expect them to be up to the task on Friday.
Yeah, and they've added a couple of big boys on the line who I don't think were
Yes.
there as recently as 2 or 3 weeks ago. So they're getting better still. They're still recruiting those hallways and getting stronger as far as the roster goes. So don't sleep on Whale Branch yet. I think Whale Branch is gonna get another dub and be sitting 2-1, which would be a pretty
I
good
think
place to be.
they're better than we thought they were.
Yeah, I think so too.
Sure.
Other game, Patrick Henry, 29-27 win over Clarendon Hall. It was a big game for Rylan Brunson. He had a monster night, all 4 touchdowns, and he had a pick on defense, 128 rushing and 4 TDs, and picked off a pass. Alexander Buzzle with a tackle in the end zone for a safety, and that actually ended up being the difference in the game. Luke Sobey had a big game. State champ wrestler, 15 tackles on a fumble recovery, and he had
Man.
57 yards from scrimmage, and Davon Glover with a pick 6. So love to the boys from the farm. Patrick Henry, a little bit of volleyball news. Not really news, just kind of catching up on some stuff. Patrick Henry girls are looking awfully good. May River looking strong. They swept Effingham County on Tuesday. That's the girls. Beaufort with a 3-1 win over HHCA. That got my attention. Beaufort may be more competitive in that region than they have been the last couple of years. Whale Branch with a sweep of Royal Live Oaks. Always good to see. Boys volleyball. I saw Battery Creek played a couple matches against Fort D and West Florence and dropped those. May River did lose one to Richmond Hill, but that's always a powerhouse. Beaufort with a sweep over Battery Creek. HHCA a sweep over Cross. We had some boys matchups with Somerville sweeping Bridges Prep and May River. May River swept Bridges Prep. And then Bridges Prep also dropping one to Eastside 3-0. And then on Saturday, some more volleyball. Eastside 2-0 over May River. Lucy Beckham 2-0 over May River. Sockasty 2-0 over May River. Those all boys scores. And even on Labor Day, the boys playing volleyball. Bridges Prep falls 2-0 to Fort D. So a lot of volleyball going on out there. And as we mentioned at the top of the show, one of our own honored this week,
Yes.
Addie O'Grady, who goes way back with us, state championship player at
2020.
Hilton Head High School. And there you go. She's the Big South player of the week.
Awesome.
Hilton Head native, led all Big South players in kills per set, points per set, and hitting efficiency. 3.4 kills per set, 4.2 points per set, and she hit 542. They played at the Rumble at the Roan. Yeah, you're a volleyball analytics guy, so 542.
I was a volleyball analyst in the past, so yeah, that's mind-boggling numbers there for O'Grady, and she absolutely was incredible to watch back in Hilton Head High, and was the star of that team, and along with a few others, including the year our fellow intern Brooke Simons helped win that team a state championship a couple of years back, and Addie was something else when the match was at its climactic stages. Knew how to get the job done and put away balls and to give them some key points throughout that run. But just the poise and the alertness that she plays with, just a multi-skilled, multifaceted player, and just fantastic to see her excel. That is off the charts in terms of those numbers to see what she's been doing at a very competitive college level right there. So great to see that she's been still at it and excelling, and a tremendous young woman, and she's going to do outstanding things this season and well after her career is over on the court, no doubt. So that's a tremendous honor. Way to rep the Lowco. Trying to pronounce
let the rope go. No, she's awesome. Great kid and great family, and senior now at Upstate. So
yeah, it's crazy.
It's winding down for
fast. I mean, doesn't seem too long ago. At least it kind of does. I feel like 2020 seems like a while now.
Well, yeah, it was a whole other lifetime. Yeah. But still, it doesn't feel like. I don't know. They grow up so fast.
They do.
So fast.
It's true.
But all right, boys. Shout out to Hudson's Seafood House on the docks for their support. They are the official sponsors of Under the Bus. New episode tonight. I was hanging out with the boys earlier tonight. Wes as well. They're queued up and ready to go. They talked a lot of college football, a little NFL, lots of tennis, and they kind of forgot to talk baseball. So maybe next week on Under the Bus, presented by Hudson's Seafood House on the docks, a great place for seafood, sunsets, and cocktails on Hilton Head Island. If you need a personal injury attorney in Beaufort, call on Twinge and Twombly. They've got a rare name, but they provide remarkable service, and it's from the one and only Jeff Riley, who says hi to his number one guys, the best of the best, the three amigos.
What's up, Jeff?
Jeff Riley brings us Twinge and Twombly, personal injury attorneys. Call on them if you need help. And HHI Windows and Doors, Coach Barron, our friend from Hilton Head Prep, done winning state championships, and now he's on to improving your view of the Loco at HHI Windows and Doors, as well as Reverence Wrestling Club, the official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind. It's wrestling season for a month. It's open season. The Sharks were in the tank today. My son got in the car and said something I can't repeat. But
Tell you what,
lines of,
Coach
that
Powell
was
must be
that was rough. That was
Coach
rough.
Powell must be
Practice
pretty
was
busy.
tough.
Around
Yeah, well, he's with the football squad right now, but he's got a whole squad of coaches in the wrestling room. So they got after it today.
yeah.
Truman's a freshman. He's a guppy in a pond full of sharks. So he's
Yes.
going to go get tougher. But he's looking forward to it. I think he enjoyed getting roughed up today. And we got Jay's Barbershop, the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. I saw Big Jay over at Wrestling Pickup because his son Jacob Alfonso, now a Shark as well. They've attracted quite a few school choice people to come be a part of that wrestling program, championship wrestling program. So anyway, getting to our parting thoughts, and it looks like Jeff Riley has one that we might want to mention. Vote Finnegan. Finnegan,
Yes.
our
Oh
friend,
yes, it is that time, isn't it?
he's up against
Yeah.
it. It's time for the PBC Mascot Challenge. He's got to defend his title once again. 2-time reigning champ, I believe.
You think he won it to 2 out of 3 years, but not 2 in a row? I think.
Okay, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Well, we got to get back. We got to get back on the throne. So make sure you
I think
vote.
he's
Finnegan.
defending his title this year, I believe.
Follow USCB Athletics, and it's either Finnegan.uscb or uscb.finnegan.
Yeah,
But
make
you're
sure you
gonna
get
wanna
your
follow
votes in
that.
for the best mascot in the Peach Belt Conference. And
That's right, no question
try to
about it.
win the
And he's got the
victory again.
best
Yep.
mascot security as
yeah,
well.
our
mascot.
first Peach Belt championship before the golf team won theirs. So there you go.
That's right. And, maybe we'll get some more this year.
Yep.
Speaking of which, Wes, you've got a guest for tomorrow night?
We do. At least it looks like he will be able to join us from last I talked. But Gary Bowden, the new women's soccer coach, will join us tomorrow night on the eve of their opener at home on Thursday. So we'll get to know all about this women's soccer team tomorrow night before they take on Chowan on their home field.
Very good. Very good. Looking forward to that. You on the call for that?
Yes, Thursday afternoon.
Right.
Oh, there you go.
Very good. Finland Field. If you want to check out some college soccer, Peach Belt soccer. I guess it's not a Peach Belt match, but
no, non-conference match, but the home opener and the season opener. Yep.
And it's a great atmosphere for soccer. It really is peaceful over there. Marcus, you got a parting thought for us?
I just thought of one because Wes mentioned home opener, and I don't know if we exactly ended up talking about this the other day, but the Cleveland Guardians did have their schedule come out for the 2026 season. We'll see what the heck happens the rest of 2025.
You're already punting on 25.
I can't even answer that for you. I hope they're not, and they'll play it out the stretch, win, lose, or draw. But JJ, do you know who Cleveland has in their home opener come 2026?
I'm gonna guess the Cubbies.
You got that right.
You're gonna pray for no rain delays.
You want to go? You said you never been to Progressive Field.
I haven't. I'd love to. I still
I'll tell you.
Might see about getting a few tickets. Maybe you and
maybe a little bit.
Catch a game.
Maybe not as colder compared to Wrigley in April. It can get pretty cold.
Yeah, I stay pretty busy in April, so it'd probably be tough for me.
Yes, we stay very busy that time of the year as well. So no doubt about that. But
it's true. I'll probably be busy too now that I think about it.
But
got a few things in the hopper.
The Guardians got to crochet today, but still
they did.
Did not matter.
Boston able to produce in the clutch. Alex Bregman getting it started with that. That has been a crazy series. It has been like a lot of high scoring games. The Guardians, they tend to make a lot of pitching changes. They like to use their full bullpen in a lot of these games. Just that's what
the problem is, for as rough as their starting rotation was a year ago, their bullpen was on point. Now the starters are better, but they still have their hiccups, and it seems like just about everybody in the bullpen is having hiccups. You score 7 runs, you should win 9 times Pardon me. You score 7 runs, you should win 9 times out of 10.
True.
It's just been
That's
it's been
good.
an up
Sox
and
guys have been
down,
swinging at this
topsy
series.
turvy season for Cleveland.
Yeah.
The Cubbies have clawed within 5 of the Brewers.
Ooh, I'll tell you what. I thought believed that Milwaukee was running away with it. But there are still 4 weeks left of the season, so Cubs have found a.
And the Cubs already
a
took the
situation.
season series from them, so they
Yeah.
got the edge.
Yeah, do they play them again? Do they have another series? Do you have any more series against Milwaukee
I don't
before the
think
season's over?
so, but I could be wrong. I know
You
the
know, I
Cubs have
think the
clinched
one
the
thing
season
about Major
series,
League
but
Baseball and this whole new scheduling system
I
is they don't
know.
play. They lost a lot of the divisional games
I know.
with the new setup where you play every team at
Right.
least once.
Right, because you
Right.
used to play each other 19 times.
Now
It
you only
was-
play them 13.
Right. Yeah.
So that's
So you
that's a big difference.
You lost
That's
2
a huge
series
difference.
essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Home to home.
yeah.
But
Because
yeah, Cubbies are
those
still
rivalries, like those
10
rivalry
games
games are
clear of
important, and you just don't
the
see them
Reds.
as much very often now.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of a bummer. I'm really a traditionalist when it comes to all that. I would prefer that we went back to, 2 divisions in each league, and there's the DH and the AL, but
Yeah,
not the NL, and there's no interleague play. Like, if we could go back and undo
yeah,
interleague play, I
right.
would.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
preferred the mystique
well, at
of the
least
All-Star
like,
game and the World Series when they
yeah,
didn't play each
I mean,
other.
just
Or
go
when you
back to
got
when I was
traded
a kid
across the
where
leagues,
you
that was
only
like a
played, there was
huge
like
deal.
a portion of the schedule where everybody played interleague games. Then that
Right.
was it. Then you just play within your own league the
Yeah,
rest of the year.
the
Correct.
initial introduction of interleague was better, but once they went
In the
to
90s.
half the playoff teams being decided by wild cards, then it became unfair to have the unbalanced schedules.
Right.
So, that's why I'd rather go back honestly to
Yeah.
divisions, and even if we're going to go to more teams, just take more top teams from each division. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It is what it is. I
Yeah.
don't worry about things I can't control.
Yeah.
I love baseball. I don't really care how they
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch
stack
the
up the
product
standings
and
that much.
yeah.
Whatever the rules are, like, that's sports,
Yeah.
right? The rules are
Yeah.
the rules,
Yeah.
and we can't change those, but we just see what happens within them.
Well,
So I don't fuss
there are
about
some
that too
things. There
much.
are some rule changes that are good. There are some that are not so.
Absolutely, yeah. But
Look, I
no
like
sense fussing about
it's
the
a
rules.
interesting opinion. A lot of people don't like it. The traditionalists don't like it, but I like the run around second rule in Major League Baseball. I love the mind games and all the strategy. To like when you have that run around second, do you bunt them over? Do you
Yeah,
swing
no, I
away?
do like that.
It's
I do
starting
like
to
that
grow
part
on
of
me.
it.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
like the run around second extra inning rule.
I guess I don't hate it, but
Well, obviously not for the playoffs. They shouldn't have in the playoffs, which they don't. But
right.
just I like the way that it's implemented.
I prefer it to position players pitching. Let's put it that way.
Sure.
I tell you, the one rule that I am so glad that they took back after the 2020 season was if you play a double header, they're back to both be a 9-inning
Yeah,
game.
that was the right
That
decision.
drove
be playing
me
7 times.
nuts when they went with
Yeah,
the
that was
old
weird.
college rules.
Yeah, that
of
was those were
7-inning
that
games
was
during doubleheader
COVID.
days.
Yeah.
I hated that.
Yeah, that was.
I mean,
Yeah,
the other rules that they've stuck
yeah.
with, I'm all for, but
I mean,
I'm
the pitch
so
clock.
glad they went back to
Yeah, the
9
pitch clock has worked
made
well.
baseball better. It's great.
Yeah, I
And the
think it's
pitch clock's been terrific too.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the average game length reduced by
You've
what,
got
like 20,
games
30 minutes or so.
averaging
It's
about
And I
2.5
like the
hours.
increased
Yeah,
running.
I mean, you used to have like 3-hour games average at one point a couple of years ago, which is way too lengthy for a regular season baseball game. So I think, I mean, there have been some skeptical moves, but for the most part, I like the way it's been flowing. But my parting thoughts, we talked about this on Under the Bus a bit, but how cool is it to see Venus Williams still out there on the courts, and not just there, but they got to the quarterfinals in doubles. Yeah, I mean, what an accomplishment at age 45.
And it took the number 1 seed to beat them.
Yeah, which certainly she made a lot of news. Taylor Townsend, who certainly had her name all over the tournament in terms of singles play, and we talked about it on Under the Bus. But I mean, it took the number 1 seed team to knock her and Layla Fernandez off, and that's really cool. 45 years old. You love to see those old veteran players, still doing it at that age, and she is an athlete, she is a competitor, and she continues to be at the top of her game, and that's pretty inspirational stuff, and that's awesome to see. Certainly drew a ton of crowds out there, and a bunch of longtime Williams sisters fans. So really, really awesome to see her still. What a run to get to the quarterfinals at that level of your career.
She looked
Even
good
adults,
too.
that is not easy. So tremendous run from Taylor Fernandez.
Taylor Fritz trying to get into a fourth set here against Djokovic. By the way.
Oh, he's 5-2. So it looks
he's
like
up
he's
5-2 in
good
the
position
third,
to make
so
it
he's
a
looking
fourth
good.
set.
He had a chance.
But I'll tell you what, I think Alcaraz is going to be favored no matter who wins this one.
He's an animal.
Or is it Alcaraz or Sinner who's plays? I think it's Alcaraz.
Well, they're both animals, but I don't know, because soccer or tennis seeding is a little different than it is in most sports. Like the 4 and the 7.
No, the interesting thing is when you wouldn't expect Osaka and Goff to play in the round of 16, but they play each other then. I don't really understand the whole.
There he is. I lost him for a second.
Yeah.
I don't fully understand how they do the seeding, because it's not like every other bracket.
Right.
Because like 4 and 7 can't meet until the finals in a regular bracket. So I don't
understand. That is strange. But yes, it is Alcaraz against the winner of Djokovic and Fritz.
Okay.
In the semis, Alcaraz made quick work of his opponent from Czechia, Lehecka, today, and he is.
It's going to be Alcatraz Center for all the marbles, it would seem, and that's what you want right now. That is the Federer and Nadal of the current time. So that's the one you want. That's a great matchup. The women a little more wide open. We'll see.
Yeah.
See how that one turns
guess
out.
who's still in it? Someone we've talked about before. Jessica Pegula. Yep.
Yeah. She was Jessie when she played down here, but now she's Jessica.
Yep.
They grow up just like John Peduzzi. All right. Parting thoughts. Gosh, I don't know that I necessarily had one queued up. But I don't think I really have one queued up for you. Hadn't thought about it that much, but I will remind you again to go vote for Finnegan.
Yes.
For your Peach Belt Conference mascot, and you got to stay on it. There's going to be more opportunities.
Can you vote more than once?
You got to keep voting. I think you can vote once on each platform. I think.
On each on your phone, tablet,
like Instagram, Facebook.
On different media platforms, like on different.
I don't know what all
media
platforms they're on, but no, I don't think they're going to have any voting for best sweat mopper, because everybody already knows who would win.
Everybody knows who that is.
You would beat everybody, no doubt. Absolutely right. We already know it's not even a contest. So Addie O'Grady was my big parting thought, and I
that counts.
I spoiled it on the show, but definitely looking forward to getting Cale Owens on another time. He's eager to get on, and we love it when the kids want to get on the show. That's our favorite thing. Looking forward to another big Friday night of high school football with you guys. We'll have a bunch of games on tap, although a lot of them played outside the Lowco this week, it feels like.
There are a decent amount of road games, but
quite a few.
May have to double team at some of them because there aren't as many. So,
what else we got going on this week? A little volleyball, a little tennis. Quite a bit of volleyball coming up on.
I think we're getting close to when it really starts getting frantic.
Yep, should be good. So, all right, we'll be back tomorrow night. We got Gary Bowden on to talk USCB women's soccer. That should be fun. Thanks to all of our sponsors, especially the OGs, Mikkelson Law Firm. Thanks to everybody who went out and helped us cover high school football on Friday. Great coverage, great video coming in from all over the place. We appreciate you. Team effort. Let's go Team Lowco. And thanks to all of you for showing up to listen or watch, as well as to my wingman tonight, the three amigos, Marcus Walsh, Wes Kerr, and Justin Jarrett. Till next time, go Lowco.